guys are fine.
Hi. Lemonade.
Good? Alright, just want to give everybody a quick class, a little bit of information about the indigenous people of El Salvador. They're called the Pipila tribe. If you don't know, El Salvador is one of the smallest countries of the 7 Central American countries. The assumption of the indigenous people is that they are of Mayan descent, which is not true. This is actually not the case. The predominant Indian tribe of El Salvador was the Pipila tribe. The Pipilas are descendants of the Aztecs. They migrated in the 11th century from the Gulf Coast region of Mexico. The name Pipila means nobles. It actually comes from the language of Nahuatl. So a lot of you probably don't know what Nahuatl is, or Nahuatl. It's the original language from the Mayans, the Aztecs, and when they migrated up north, it became the Shoshone and those tribes. So a lot of that stuff comes from the Mayan and Aztec culture and things like that. The noble lineage consisted of economic classes known as commoners, the nobles, and the head. The head of the lineage was responsible for the distribution of the land. So that's how the land was distributed. There's El Salvador. Most of it is going to be Pipil or Inca tribes, but predominantly it's Pipil tribe. So that's pretty much everything as far as what the culture is. The head expected returns in forms of tribute or personal service. So a lot of things that you've seen in the past where they get rituals or human sacrifice, that's pretty much what they're doing, is they're paying for their land. So moving on to language, this is what their language looked like. It's called the Nahuatl. It's the Nahuatl language, or the Nahuatl is what it comes from. It comes from the Aztec language. This was the primary language of the people of the Spanish before the Spanish conquest. When Spaniards came in and they conquered the land, obviously everybody started learning Spanish and going over to Spanish and becoming Christians and Catholics and things like that. There are still parts of El Salvador that speak the native language of Nahuatl. So on that previous slide, you saw the country. The southwest portion of the land speaks Nahuatl. So a lot of the people for my family, we don't speak Spanish. A lot of us still speak Nahuatl. There's only about 2,000 people that speak it. So a lot of people assume that we just all speak Spanish, which is not true. I understand it. I speak a little bit, but this is what most of my family speaks. Being that the language is seldom used, there are still many departments, like I was saying, that still speak it. Some of the basic words used in El Salvador that derive from the Nahuatl language are, for example, like squash. In Spanish, it's ayote. In Nahuatl, it's ayut. So that's one of the things that you'll see. As far as religion, I know a lot of you have probably seen some of these pictures at one point in time. Quetzalcoatl was one of the most famous, or the most important god of the religion. So a lot of people see Quetzalcoatl as a feathered serpent. It's just a god of information, things like that. A lot of us, we base our religion off of Mictlantecuhtli, which is the god of the underworld. If you notice, most of the Mayan, or I should say most of the Aztec, or most of the Pipila tribes, everything as far as their architecture is based off of death, and that's because it's worshiping the god of the underworld. So a lot of it is ruthless, death, and that's why. Tlaloc is a god of rain, and pretty much everybody just worshipped him just whenever they expected rain or trying to get their crops to grow. So that's basically everything that we got as far as the Pipila tribes, and I got some information. Thank you for being here. So now you can see that not all people are Mayan or Aztecs. They all come from different parts of the world, and they all migrated north, became Shoshone and other tribes that everybody knows nowadays. Other than that, appreciate your time.